hopefully you can hear us. We are live. It is now 24 weeks in a row that we have done the Vette Syndicate, the Corvette Weekly thing. We got a little bit of a change up happening this time around. Yesterday we ran into some technical difficulties. I appreciate you guys trying to waste some of your time with us yesterday, but we were not going to let you hang in this time. I spent the majority of my day in my computer room making sure that this thing was going to work and be what we want it to be. So, let us know over in the comment section here. Can you guys hear us? Everything look okay? I just want to make sure that we are in fact up and running before we continue talking about what we're going to talk about today. General Lee's in the house, 11-second eclipse, Shane, Steven, Risha. That's awesome that you're in the tattoo chair. What are you getting a tattoo of? If you're getting a Vette Syndicate logo,
I'll pay for it.
It's his entire
we gotta talk.
Big VS.
Yeah, we gotta talk because that would be freaking awesome.
Oh, I'd pay for that one.
All right, so I think everybody can hear us, so that's great, guys. We're on the right track here then. So
hey, how about the graphic? How about the graphic right here? This graphic.
Yeah, guys, what do you think of the new layout here? So we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second because this graphic, somewhere over, yeah, right there. We're going to talk about that because that graphic can change weekly, and it could be your car parked right there for the entire hour-long Corvette Weekly. We're going to talk more about that in a second, though, but just to kind of dangle the carrot for a second. Ralph Cruz is in the house. That's awesome. He says, we thought you got kidnapped by Mustang fans. It did seem that way, huh? The chat yesterday and even last week was very heavy Dark Horse stuff. And I don't know where that's coming from. Like, normally I put a Mustang on this channel and people hate it. Love the layout, says Ralph Cruz. Good day. How you doing, Chris?
Great.
Wellsvik Wealth Management says, nice. So, guys, we're going to kind of just talk for a second until everybody gets in here, and then we are going to...
Generally.
I was going to say, I know what you're laughing at.
Yep.
We're going to talk a little bit until everybody gets in here, and then we're going to kind of go from there. But we got a lot of really good... Too much red, you need some ceramic matrix gray and blue. I don't know, man. I know protective dad pranks down here would disagree with the too much red comment.
More red.
No such thing, right?
No, nope.
Steven Risha says, not yet, but thanks on info for finding out my build date is October 8th. Nice. Sweet. That's pretty soon.
Hey, Jason,
I'm assuming...
Justin, what's PCOTY? Tell somebody what that is.
Oh, so that is the performance car of the year. So... the C8 Z06 is currently in the running for that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second once we wait a second here and let everybody else join. We don't want to carry on without all of our faithful followers. So, yeah, so performance car of the year. If you guys remember whenever the 2020 C8 Corvette first came out, it was in the running for the same thing. If I recall correctly, it did not win, but the Z06 stands a much better chance of winning it this time than the base C8 did, just because of the hype alone. So, guys, Shane's telling me we have 34 thumbs up right now. We have almost 100 people watching. So if you could, please smash that thumbs up button. Let us know you're liking the content so we can keep doing these kind of things for you. As you guys can see, every week we are trying to improve on the setup, the content, the news that we're reporting on, all this stuff. So, yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, it really helps the channel. We are, let's see, we're at about 80 live. So let's start talking about some information, guys. The C8 Corvette Z06. So if you guys remember last week, we were talking about this, and the Z06 was actually sitting at a track right by my house. So about half an hour from here is the Pittsburgh pit race, and the Amplify Orange. I keep wanting to call it Sebring Orange still. An Amplify Orange Z06 was sitting down there looking like it was about to run next to a McLaren 720S. As far as I know, that run never happened, but apparently that car has been back and forth down there, and there is going to be some sort of announcement that comes from there with the car. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, the C8 Z06 intro video that we all saw, last October, I believe it was, that was actually filmed in Pittsburgh. Part of it was, at least. So a lot of it was filmed right in front of the where they hold the Pittsburgh International Auto Show every year. A lot of the bridges and stuff I could recognize from the video. One of the bridges that they showed the C8 Z06 going under is actually the one that this picture right here was taken underneath that same bridge. So kind of cool. But anyway, they seem to be favoring Pittsburgh for this particular launch for some reason. But yeah, guys, so Bruno says hello and prayers out to the folks in Florida. If you're not aware, there is a hurricane kind of heading towards southern Florida, possibly looks like it's going to make landfall around Tampa.
Oh.
I'm actually supposed to go down to Florida on Thursday, and now I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But either way, yeah. So anybody who's in Florida right now, if you're not aware, there is a hurricane coming your way. So yeah.
Get prepared.
Yeah.
I've done that many times.
What's that?
Preparing for hurricanes, living in Houston all those years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's is Houston on the Gulf side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
yes.
that's where it's going to hit. Actually, is on the Gulf side. Looks like I said, about Tampa Bay-ish area. Doug Hook says, "Sorry I'm late, guys, but glad to be here. Thanks for tuning in, Doug. I think you were on here last night too when you got to witness our complete meltdown. We tried our best to get things to happen, but everything seemed to be going wrong. We were having audio issues and then couldn't get the live stream to start. It was a nightmare, but we got it all fixed. It's ready to go. So before we jump into the information today, guys, I want to talk to you all. We have about 100 people on here now. If you could, first off, hit the thumbs up. Second, this picture right here, right beside my head of my C7 Corvette, it could be your Corvette that's displayed up here every day or every Monday live video. Your car could be there. We're going to start kind of a little bit of a different approach to this. If you guys want to send us pictures of your car, us three will get together and determine which car we want to have displayed up there for that particular live video for that week. So if you'd like to have your car up there, all you got to do is just shoot an email to me or an email to Vette Syndicate on Instagram. Anything like that, we'll get your picture of your car. We'll determine which one we like the most, and we'll put it up there for next week. What do you think? You guys like that idea? I think it's kind of cool. Gives all of us a little bit of a way to talk about the current week's, we'll call it Car of the Week. How about that? We got Corvette Weekly is the name of the show. We got Car of the Week up there. General Lee says he doesn't have a car. You still got some pictures of a car, though, General. You can still send those in for now. How's everybody doing? Doug B. We're good. How are you? 56 thumbs up currently. Guys, we are going to flip over to some news here in 1 second because you guys are here for the news, so that's why we're going to do it. But thought he was giving away the ZR1 for a second. Matthew, nuh-uh. That ain't going to happen, man. Even if I ever decided to actually get rid of the ZR1, I'm never giving it away.
Not for not a lot of money, you know. If somebody wants to back up a Brinks truck, I'm sure you'd be okay.
We don't use that word here. But anyway, I'm going to flip over to the web browser, guys. Let's talk about something that's really funny, and it's going to be that GM is already working on the sounds for your all-electric C9 Corvette. I know you guys are all interested in this. You have to have it.
Nope.
Here it is. GM is already doing it. How excited are we for this? Be honest, guys.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 0.
Gay.
All right, guys. So this is obviously a concept here at this point. I mean, that looks more like a Toyota Supra than a Corvette. But if you read through this article, they are literally in a sound booth trying to record what a V8 Corvette sounds like so they can then play it from the speakers of your C9 Corvette that doesn't have an engine, only a hybrid or electric motor, most likely.
So
how excited are we for something like this?
Not at all. But so let me ask you, is this where we just identify as stuff now? Now our cars are going to identify as a car with an engine?
It sure seems that way. So anyway, guys, not to totally distract from this, but if you check out down below me here, again, is a picture of the car. So your car could be there for the week. It's obviously, it's as much of an honor as you would think that it is, but honestly, it's a bunch of car guys that stare at your car all night. So it'd be kind of cool. If you're interested, shoot me an email or send a message over to Vette Syndicate, which is up at the top of this screen here. You can see Vette Syndicate's Instagram handle. You just send them a message with a picture of the car. We will determine the nicest one, and it will be there for the week. But anyway, yeah. Bruno says, reminds me of the Vroom engine for our bikes back in the day. Now, how many of you guys took a pop can or something, or playing card or something, and shoved it down in the back tire to make it sound like some sort of engine while you're riding your bike?
Yeah.
I mean, at least doing that as like an 8-year-old kid, at least that made sense. But now we're going to be adults buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cars that make a synthetic noise.
Okay, I don't know about you. I care about what people hear. I don't care what I hear. I want my exhaust to be loud for people, not what I hear.
Well, as of right now, it could potentially be playing this through speakers outside. So people outside would hear it, not you.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to set mine up to the radio, and I'm going to blast Motley Crue on full blast. You know, shout
that's exactly. I would do something just like that. Like, screw the fake exhaust. Let's do something that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? What we could do is we could just give everybody a set of cards when they buy their car, and you could just, you know, strap your car to the tire and have it, you know, rub the whole time. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Like
that's what I was talking about with the pedal bikes back in the day.
Yes,
but yeah, guys.
Yes.
Grandpa Barney hits it on the head here. So he said, if you, I'm guessing, have you heard the new Charger? The new Dodge Charger is kind of doing the same thing. And of course, when one of them do it, all the other manufacturers follow suit, it seems. And yeah, it seems it's off. It's definitely strange. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. But I don't know. I figured I wanted to kind of mention this to you guys because it is definitely strange. And there's a lot of information about this here. You can actually go onto the Mid-Engine Corvette forum and find more information about this than you ever would want to know, because this is ridiculous. But you can actually see the room here. There's a dyno set up there with a bunch of the sound deadening panels. Basically keeps like ambient noise out. So they can record this car sounding as good as possible, I guess, so that they can then artificially play it later. I mean, there's an easy way around this, and that is to just make sure that you actually have a V8 in future Corvettes.
Yeah. Well, I like what the good doctor said. He wants the woo woo or whatever, you know, the noise that you get with Kit from Knight Rider. I love that. Great show. I could do with that.
That is pretty cool. That's probably what I would do. But let's go on to the next thing here, guys. Something a little more exciting than fake exhaust noises. And we're going to talk a little bit about the E-Ray tonight. I know last night was going to be basically all ERay, but we got some Z06 news coming at us today. So let's check out 11-second clips. That's funny. Oh Lord, these comments are going to get good. I can already see that. Anyway, the E-Ray. So this is what we were going to be talking about last night. So these are some early predictions from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, and just a little bit of fact about the E-Ray, if you will. So one of the big ones here is the fact that on the backside of the actual front wheel hubs on the C8, you can actually see the access port for where they're going to put an axle. So at some point, we know this car is going to have motors driving the front wheels. It's obvious from just this picture alone. You can clearly see there is going to be an access port for an axle. It doesn't make sense to have that for any other reason. So there it is. It's definitely going to happen at some point. We are definitely going to have an all-wheel drive car. We kind of already know that. Chevy kind of already teased it in the teaser for the E-Ray, even though they didn't call it an E-Ray. Shane's saying that there's 65 thumbs up, guys. We have 123 watching. If you could please go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. Let us know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this stuff for you.
Nice.
No, it's not a mono leaf here. You can kind of still see the coilover spring and the coilover setup there, but Must have been a GM employee who took the pic. If you're referring to this one, or are you referring to the sound booth one? Because this one here is actually from the cutaway model that we've seen at like Corvette's Carlisle and stuff. But
Dr. Corvette.
from here, we can kind of go down through all of the other options here. We have a bunch of speculation here for the most part, but the E-Ray is an interesting car that's coming soon, because a lot of us are kind of getting tired of waiting for the Z06 at this point, and the E-Ray is probably coming sooner than you guys may think. There was a little bit of talk about this not too long ago, where people were talking about the fact that this car was going to make its debut on Earth Day of 23. So I think that's April 22nd of 2023 is when this car is supposed to make its big reveal. So kind of like whenever the Z06 was announced in October, here we are almost a year later and the cars might be shipping soon. It is possible that after they make the reveal that we wait a little while, but at the same time, I have a real good feeling this car is going to be a 2024 and they're going to be available in 2023. So kind of cool if you're waiting for the idea of an E-Ray over the Z06, but yeah. And I mean, if you think about it, I heard that it was going to be on Earth Day from a supposed insider. Again, speculation here. I got an email maybe 2 months ago about some Z06 information and ultimately the E-Ray information. And it came to me from a guy who claims to have his father working at some place that makes parts for these cars and that he knows the dates for these things. And Earth Day makes a lot of sense because of what this car represents for GM. Earth Day makes a lot of sense. This, if you think about it, this is the first time a Corvette has ever seen the idea of a hybrid setup. So why not do it on something like Earth Day?
Yeah.
Replace Zora picture with Al Gore. That's funny. Oh, man. So anyway, guys, we're going to keep going down through this stuff here. The next bit of information, we're actually going to switch over to Jason. We're going to let him tell you a little bit about this one because I'm going to put it up on the screen, but Jason's going to be doing the talking. So
yeah, this is my my color content right here. So you know, this is from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum. It says the title 2024 Corvette Yellow Rumor, Reality or Nothing. Let's go ahead and read it, and then I'll tell you what I think. It says GM often shares new colors across several models. Since it has been repeatedly rumored that there will be several Corvette color changes next year, including a return to a pure yellow, might this bright nitro yellow metallic that debuted at this month's Detroit Auto Show on a 2023 Chevy Blazer be that customers sought after non-mixed yellow? Could be. If it is, many of course expect Accelerate Yellow to be gone. Well, I mean, obviously, with some hoping for a major impression green a la Lambo and Porsche debut. We shall see in just 214 more days, as is tradition. GM reveals the 2024 new Corvette colors. Well, here's the thing. I looked up, and this car is actually already in production, this color on the Blazer, and it is not a traditional yellow. It kind of looks like it in some of the photos, but it is not. And I found a video with it, and one of the girls who was watching it commented. She said, I bought one back in January because of the color. I wanted a Blazer, but I wanted it to stand out and something that didn't look like every other color, you know, every other car on the road. Well, I got what I was looking for. I live in Kalamazoo area, and I have not seen another Blazer like mine on the road yet. In the 5 to 6 months of having it, I get tons of compliments on it. The color is magical in sunlight, but here's the thing. But on overcast days, it looks like it has more of a greenish gold tint. I always say that the sun brings out the nitro and the yellow, the color being nitro yellow metallic. So it would be to say this is a traditional yellow is much like saying Accelerate Yellow is traditional yellow. It is absolutely not. The Accelerate Yellow tends to have a little bit of blue mixed in it. And I think that this Blazer actually has a bit of gold mixed in it. It is definitely not a traditional yellow. And to be quite honest with you, I know that a lot of people, they prefer the Velocity yellow, Corvette Racing yellow, and when Accelerate yellow came out, to them, most people, it was kind of a drop in color, as far as who likes it. I think this would be an additional drop in how many people like it. Just don't think it's a good color, personally.
My big thing with this is, if you guys aren't familiar with, Steve and Jason here, Steve has a red C7 Corvette. Jason has a yellow one, and they do I always joke and say it's ketchup and mustard, but with this particular car, that is literally the color of mustard.
Exactly.
And it's not necessarily a great look, but yeah, actually Matthew Castro says it pretty much perfectly here. He says it looks like an M3 gold, and it does.
Yeah.
It has a very BMW feel to it.
100%.
It's not really my idea of a great looking color, but it is interesting that this is rumored right now to be a possible update for the C8 yellow, because Accelerate yellow's never been met with wide open arms. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the thing, is it's like Accelerate yellow has started to grow on me. And now once it started to grow on me, now they want to change it possibly. Like I hope that doesn't happen at this point, but Jason, we did have a question that came in about your car. I'm trying to find it again here. Oh, Doug Hooks asks, Jason, you are number 3 for the E-Ray, right?
Correct.
So yeah, Doug, Jason has number 3 coming out of
Huffines in DFW. Now, let me say, in that little article, they mentioned the green. I'm always buying yellow, my C7's yellow, my C8's yellow. If they do come out with a green that's not hunter green or forest green, but they do a cool green, something that you can see with Lambo or like the Porsche, yeah, that's it. It's going to be green, period. End of story.
Agreed. Sportify says we need the color selection that McLaren has.
Yes.
The Corvettes. And we do. And that's the thing, is like bigger companies like Porsche, I don't know about McLaren, but I know Lamborghini does it as well. They have paint to sample. So like worst case scenario, if you don't want to do the particular color that people are asking for, offer the idea of paint to sample. Paint to sample is not cheap, but you will literally have a one-off car. So if I wanted, something like Verde Ithaca green on my C8 Corvette Z06, I could do it, but it's going to cost me $15,000. But I'll be the only one out there with it, or at least close to one of the only ones.
And that's one of the best colors in the world. Verde is my literal favorite color.
The closest to that I can find green wise is Chevy actually has it called Krypton green on the Camaro ZL1, and they stopped in I think 17 with that color.
Right.
And that's the thing, like GM literally has this color sitting on a shelf somewhere. Yeah. Why can't we have it? Just throw it in the paint booth. And I mean, they tried to with this what was it, the
NFT.
The NFT, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried to do it, but it totally just flopped.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that was actually GM's way of kind of testing the waters to see if this is a color they should actually bring to production. But of course, they ended up not doing anything with it. So, yeah. So Jeff says the same thing. He says, yeah, Krypton green was great. It really is. There's a guy that lives right down the road from me, and he has a Krypton green ZL1. And every time I see it, I'm just like, man, that thing is nice. Like that. I love the ZL1 to begin with, but when you add Krypton green to it, it makes it look so exotic.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
And Wellsvik Wealth Management nails it on the head here. He says, they say geniuses choose green.
Yep.
So I would want green. Jason would want green. Steve wouldn't. What does that say?
He wants red. And red.
All right, guys. We got our first super chat of the night. Comes from Matthew Castro. He gives us $5. He says, will the E-Ray be hybrid or 100% electric? Will it replace the Grand Sport? So yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second. The E-Ray will be hybrid. So it's going to have the same 6.2 liter engine out of the base C8 Corvette with a hybrid setup with the electric motor or motors driving the front wheels. It will be all-wheel drive, hybrid setup, and it is supposed to replace the Grand Sport. But on that note, let's take a break from the news for a second. We're going to talk about the giveaways for today, guys. So because we had so many problems last night, I wanted to give something a little bit more away than what we were going to originally. Originally, I was just going to give away one of these things. Instead, we're going to do two. The way we're going to do this, and Matthew's already entered into this, we're going to have a wheel. The wheel for this will be next week now because we'll have to set all this up. But we're going to have a wheel that chooses the winner, and every $5 donated on Super Chat or Venmo is preferred, obviously. Either one of those two, every $5 donated gets you one entry to win one of these, and you can choose which one you want. This is for a C7 Corvette. This is a carbon fiber push button start. It's legit carbon fiber. It's actually carbon fiber. That's red, and then the same one in black. So if you guys want to win one of these, every $5 donated gets you a chance to win, and we will be giving both of them away. So we'll be choosing two different winners. Like I said, we already have one entry for the giveaway, Matthew Castro. He's donated $5, so he'll be entered once. We'll spin that wheel, and if his name comes up, he can choose whichever color he wants, the first one, and then the second one gets the second color. But we also have one other special giveaway happening later on, but we'll talk about that in a second. It's going to be tonight, though. So let's see. I would be all over NFT green, says Jet Driver. I would be too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Justin,
Yeah,
Check your Venmo, Justin.
I'm going to check my Venmo.
Grandpa Barney.
Ching ching. We didn't hear it. You turn your
Yeah,
sound.
I told you. Like I don't know what it is. All right, Grandpa Barney says, "Have you guys heard yet when my Z06 build is?" Oh wait, yes, never mind. Thanks, Grandpa Barney. Venmos are always greatly appreciated, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. And yeah, we heard about your build date. We heard it's coming real soon. You're going to be one of the first ones. Maybe number one. You're going to get it before Rick Hendrick. Obviously, I'm joking, but it's unfortunate, guys. Z06 is kind of a unicorn at this point, but
yeah.
So anyway, guys, one more time, if you could smash that thumbs up button. We're going to move on with some more news here because there is a little bit more to cover. Let's move on past the yellow. And it's going to be, well, we're going to skip past that one because we already know the announcement. But there was an announcement that was pending for the National Corvette Museum. We're going to talk about what that announcement was here in 1 second. I made a video about this. I'm not sure if you guys saw it yet or not, but basically the first ordered 2023 Corvettes, some of them have already been built. Shane actually just sent me a picture of some Z06s on a delivery truck. And it begs the question as to whether or not these things are starting to move around to the point where they're going to be delivered soon. I have been told that that is not the case and that these are not customer cars. But this is the second time I've seen a trailer full of Z06s moving around, so it kind of sounds like it might be. All right, guys, we got another super chat from Matthew Castro again. So another $5. He's donated twice now. He gets 2 entries. He says, I'll just keep donating until I can build a C7 with all the pieces. Oh, that's funny. All right. So, yeah. Z06s, some people's Z06s have been built. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, I did put it on the channel. It is a short 10-minute video or so. It's not a live video, so if you want to check it out, you can. But basically, we talked 2 weeks ago about this, about how some people were at 3,400 status. These cars are actually being built as we speak. So some people who are lucky enough to get a Z06 early, their cars are being built. Now, the other really interesting part about the Z06 is this piece of information, which was also covered in that same video, but it is the October 3rd date ends the Z06 embargo, which means anybody who has one right now, like Amelia and Road and Track magazine guys have one, they're literally going to be able to start talking about their impressions of it. They're going to be able to start doing some serious reviews. Yeah, guys, so we're at 88 thumbs up currently. If you could please go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. That way we know you're liking what we're doing here and we can keep doing it. Looks like we have 125 people watching. We have 88 thumbs ups. We'd like to make those two numbers match. That would be really cool. We really like to end these lives with about 200 thumbs ups. That literally makes our night. Whenever we end with 200 thumbs up, we jump for joy after the live's over. So, yeah, let's try to hit 200, guys. It'd be really awesome if you could hit 200 of those thumbs ups. But yeah, let's get back into the news. So once more, October 3rd ends the Z06 embargo, and if you guys remember me talking about the fact that there was a Z06 right down the road here from me at the pit race track, there is going to be some sort of announcement that happens there. So I still haven't gotten exactly what that is, but it's likely to be the end of the embargo announcement. And it's going to come from a couple different tracks, apparently. One of them is going to be pit race. General Lee, he says that his garage has so many parts for his Z06 that he has to have them labeled on shelves. I seriously don't even doubt that. If you guys haven't seen his garage, it's basically an office anyway. So I totally can see him doing that. And that's my kind of guy. Let's see. We got 91 thumbs up currently, guys. 126 watching. Let's do this. It's actually 135 watching now. So if we get 15 more people watching, Steve's got to do something that was pretty nasty.
Steve ain't gonna do something.
So Steve said he would be ecstatic if we had 150 people watching.
I did
tonight.
say that. Yep.
He said ecstatic. And
I thought it was 50. I thought he wanted it to go down. He was like, no.
Hey, you
He
go
was
down.
willing.
Oh my God! All right, enough. We're moving past that topic.
Hey, I do want to. I want to mention something real quick. So, when this video is over, when this live stream is over, go check out my channel, Front Seat Driver. I have a new video with a
That's really good.
600 horsepower C8. And the reason I'm telling you this, because normally I don't really worry about it, but Shane Rick, HRIC, the thumbs up guy on here, is actually with me in this video, and he's such a great guy. I wanted to make sure that you guys all see him. This is Shane's in the video a lot.
Yeah. So, guys, I put his comment up on the screen here for you guys to see. We spent a lot of time with Shane at Corvettes of Carlisle this past year, and really got to know him well. He's an awesome dude. Obviously, a subscriber to the channel, a subscriber to Vette Syndicate, and meeting him in person, it makes you realize how great it is to meet somebody through the power of YouTube. So, yeah, Shane's an awesome dude. Jason did a really cool video on I keep wanting to say Callaway. What was that thing called?
Oh my gosh, Cunningham Racing.
Cunningham.
As soon as you said it, my mind goes.
Yeah. That's because I immediately want to go to Callaway, and I'm like, that's not Callaway. But I watched the video before we got on here. It's actually really well done. Shane is a freaking natural on the camera. It's not going to be long until you see this guy with a YouTube channel of his own, I'm sure.
Hey, and I want to say something. I told my wife this when we got back. After I met Shane, I was like, I need to be more like Shane, because he is a problem solver. Every time there was some issue going on at Carlisle, dude, he was on it immediately, looking for the solution and finding the solution. You know what I mean? I was just like blown away. I'm not even kidding. The dude was amazing.
Yep. I agree. Shane's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out the video, guys. I would say I'd link it in the description, but it's too late for that. I do, however, have linked in the description the pre-orders for the shirts. We have a couple new colors and a bunch of new sizes available. So if you guys are interested in Vette Syndicate shirts, check out the description. Let's jump back over to the news, because we do still have some more. Like I said, October 3rd ends the embargo. So we're gonna be seeing a flood of Z06 reviews and just Z06 talk coming very soon here. But the big one for tonight is this one. And that is that Road and Track is testing the Z06 right now. So you guys know Road and Track. They actually did the same kind of thing with the 2020 C8 Corvette. Again, performance car of the year. They did not give it to the C8 Corvette. I can't remember which one they gave it to. Was
it last year? GT3R? GT. Hang on. It was the.
No, it was in 2020 for the brand new model year. Was the first C8?
Gotcha.
I want to say they gave it to a Volkswagen or something like that, but I don't see that happening this year. It is still running against some other like decent cars, but they're posting some of this stuff just talking about how This thing sounds exactly like a 458, and you can see that the person is doing it. Looks like he's in a Volkswagen or something there. I can't tell from that dash. They're taking a bunch of pictures of it, saying these canards are just too wide, like showing this thing, ripping it up on the track. They're literally putting it through its paces, and that's pretty cool. I hope that they choose this car as the performance car of the year, because odds are pretty good it actually is. But look at that thing. And Rapid Blue looks so freaking good. So anyway, guys, this is the big one here, because this, again, is we're going to see the results of this pretty soon. We're going to see some of the stuff of the car on the actual track come October 3rd when the embargo's over. And for those of you who don't know, an embargo is basically just GM's way of saying, hey, don't talk about this car until this date. You can have it, but don't talk about it until then. So what are your thoughts on this? I know a lot of you are going to want to go immediately to the, well, I can't get one, so it doesn't matter kind of thing. But outside of that, are you still excited for the car? I mean, let's be honest. All bitterness aside, are you still excited for the Z06?
I'm excited because I'm going to take and make my car as close to that I can. I'm going to try to mod this Stingray out. There's some great looking options already available for it from the Z06. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to put a poll up. Are you still excited for the C8 Z06? So like I said, let's try to leave the bitterness out. And without being bitter about it, are you actually still excited? Or is this a car that you have moved on past? It is definitely a bad car. I agree. Wow, this is a great question here. Call of Duty J says, if I go to Texas for my birthday, would Vette Syndicate make a car show?
Of course.
For Jaden, yes. 100%.
There you go. And depending on when that happens, I might actually be there too, because one of these days, and it might be when Shane's down there too, we all just go down there and hang out, have an awesome time, and do the Vette Syndicate thing. Because it will still be warm in Texas. Today it wasn't snowing today here in PA, but it started to rain at one point, and it was literally hailing. There was little pieces of ice falling from the sky.
Oh
man, I wish it would hail here.
Right.
For real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Call of Duty J. Yeah. If you go to Texas, we can hook you up with something. 11-second Eclipse says, I'm wearing my Vette Syndicate shirt right now. Wore it to a work event at a gun range today. Really nice quality shirts, guys. Love it.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you. We wanted to make a shirt that was less just let's just put our name out there type thing, and more of a shirt that is something you actually like to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah says that the car is just as exciting as a LaFerrari. If I had my choice between the two, I'm definitely choosing the LaFerrari. But given the fact that I'll never have that choice, I agree. I do agree. The Z06 to me is just as exciting, only because I'll never be able to have a LaFerrari.
Yeah.
I need a heads up for time off. Cough, cough. Might be feeling kind of sick.
Yeah, Shane, I need to text you because you might need to come here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Well, we'll talk after the show, guys. I have an idea about that. Stephen Risha says, when does the car come in? Looking to go to blackout, or when the car does come in, I'm looking to go to blackout because it's not far from me. I live in West Mifflin. Oh, I didn't know that. My brother lives in West Mifflin. Looking to get it stealth wrapped, and always wanted a satin white car. That is going to look awesome, dude. General average cost. So if you go with stealth would obviously have to be an entire install. So the whole car would have to be done. Stealth is also a little more aggressive with having to wrap edges and stuff, so you don't see glossy lines. Typically a full car wrap on a C8 for stealth expel is around $6,000.
Yep.
It's in February. I'll try to go. Thank you. Also, ironically, I'm wearing my Vette Syndicate shirt too. Nice. So Call of Duty J is going to have some sort of event in February. That would be interesting, Jason, because that would be a 2-year anniversary since the last time I was down there.
Yeah.
And you both met Jaden at Corvette at Carlisle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a picture with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got 110 thumbs up currently, guys. Shane is telling on you guys. Please hit that thumbs up button. Looks like we got 140 people watching. We're only 10 off that number. And Steve, man, you should not assign
Everybody
that contract.
call your friends right now.
Hey, we got another super chat.
All right. Fred Holland donates $5. That means he gets entered in to win the push button starts here, guys. So I want to mention this real quick again, because this is a giveaway for tonight. The winner will be chose next Monday. Every $5 donated gets you an entry to win one of these 2 carbon fiber push buttons for your C7 Corvette. These are real carbon fiber. So you got a black one and a red one, depending on, I have a red one on my C7 personally, but I'm kind of a red guy. Now, if basically every $5 donated gets you a chance to win, and the more you donate, the better your odds are, because if you guys didn't see the spin wheel we used last time, every person's option there gets thicker as there's more donations made. So it's more likely to land on your name. And we'll be spinning that wheel first thing next Monday to see who the winner is. So, okay, Shane, he's still telling on you guys. He's got 115 thumbs up. Currently 141 watching. Ooh, getting close. Guys, so if you could please hit the thumbs up button. I don't want to turn this into a thumbs up conversation though, but let's take a look at the poll. And I asked, are you still excited for the C8 Corvette Z06? We got 56 votes, and 88% of you say yup. 12% say no. So general consensus is you guys are still pretty excited about this. And that's pretty awesome. I appreciate the honesty there, because like I said, I know some of us are bitter. We're a little frustrated over this whole thing, but at the end of the day, if you're still excited, you're still excited.
You know, for me, I'm fine whether it takes 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I only feel bad for General Lee. Me personally, I'm not getting one. So whether it comes out tomorrow or 3 months from now is whatever.
Man, they could wait. I'm glad it's pushing it. The longer they push it, that means they're going to be making those C8s for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is there's more C8 Corvettes being churned out right now when they're not splitting the time with the Z06. So if you have a C8 Corvette on order, you kind of don't want the Z06 to come out just yet, because it's going to take away from the possibility of your car being built sooner. Now, these two down below me actually got, because of that, they got their cars pretty early. Like both of them may have a car coming very soon, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Not at that production level. Not sure what that means. Hey, my number will get called eventually. Yes, it will. Yeah, who the heck is not excited for the Z06? Matthew, believe it or not, some people, and I mean, everybody has their own rights to feel the way that they want to about the car, but some people are so frustrated and so just let down by what's going on with the car right now that they've lost interest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Greta's not excited.
Who?
Greta. Greta Thunberg. How dare you get that?
There is a good chance that the car had some issues with EPA related stuff too. Yeah. So she's definitely not going to be happy, because if that's the case and this was kind of like pushed through at the last second, she's not going to be happy. We're going to be destroying
she'll get over it.
A lot of plant life or whatever it is she was.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
She's going to be flooded out.
This guy, Daha, says the trucks full of Z06 cars are press cars. The customer cars will be mixed with regular Stingrays on the delivery trucks. From what I've seen, that is what I have seen is so far on the delivery trucks was Z06s and C8s. I don't know if they're actually press cars or not, because they're wrapped up like they're brand new customer cars. Oh, okay. He's not excited at that level of production. Yeah, it's hard to stay excited whenever there's a very good chance you're not getting this car for years. I understand.
Yeah.
It is kind of a concern, but at the same time, I'm still excited for the car just because, I mean, one of the first ones is going to be coming to my shop down in Miami. And I don't know if he's on here right now, Z06 Mike, but if he's on here, he told me I got first drive. Like, I literally can jump in that car and take the first drive and make a video, all this other stuff. He's going to be one of the first guys with this car, and he's just a guy. Like, he's not a YouTuber or works at a car magazine place or anything. He's just a dude that got lucky, and he's excited about it. Obviously, I'm excited about it. If I could get behind the wheel, it doesn't really matter if it's mine or not. I'm still excited about it.
Yeah. So, you know what, though? Here's something I have a question about. What's going to happen when they have to make the Stingray, the Z06, the E-Ray? I mean, it seems like it's going to, it's definitely going to scale back the amount of Stingrays that are being produced. And,
Yep.
you know, there's constraint issues. I mean, are they going to make 11 E-Rays and 200 Z06s? I mean, what the heck, you know?
That's kind of the thing is, and I mean, if you think about it, they did the same thing with the C7.
Yeah.
And it worked out. Then it worked out fine because we didn't have, supply issue.
Yeah, we were in a different world.
But at the same time, they did the same thing. They had the C7 Stingray, scaled that back a little bit whenever they started making the C7 Z06.
Yeah.
Obviously, had to scale that back a little bit more across the board when they started making the Grand Sport. Scaled that back a tiny bit more for the ZR1. So they could probably follow a very similar pattern with that. Now, the base C8 was there were supposed to be able to be 40,000 of those made per year. Initially, it was only 30,000 for the C7. So they committed to an extra 10,000 a year for the C8, but they have not come anywhere near those numbers yet. We can blame that on supply chain issues, whatever you want to do. But the fact of the matter is that if we've only hit 20,000-ish C8s built, then that number is going to come down even lower once the Z06s start getting built. And then that number is going to come down even lower when the E-Ray comes out.
It dropped down 3,000 from 14 to 2015. They produced 37,288 in 2014, 34,240 in 15.
Okay. All right. So we just got another super chat from Matthew. Another $5. So he's been entered 3 times to win one of these things.
Nice.
He says, how long do you think the C8 generation will last? We get this question almost every single live video. I do believe it's going to be at least to 2030. At least. Honestly, they may push it even further than that because GM put a lot of time and a lot of money into the C8 platform. To totally change the platform from what the C7 was to the C8, because that is a total redesign, it's expensive. So there's no reason for them to move on past that particular platform anytime soon. Shane says 125 thumbs up, 141 watching. We're getting close to that number, guys. Really love to see that hit 200. Yeah. SF90 versus the C8 ZR1 at 1,000 horsepower. We could possibly see something like that. And I did get a confirmation on the Discord, which if you guys check the link in the description below, we do have a Discord where you can continue the chat that we do here every Monday night. We can keep talking about cars and all that stuff. Click the link down below. You can keep talking to all of us. But Z06 Mike is on there, and he did confirm he is watching. He just can't chat on here. So he is on. That's the guy who's getting the first C8 Z06, if you guys are just tuning in. He's bringing it to the shop so we can put some expel on it, but he's also going to let me drive it.
Ooh, 147 watching.
Uh-oh. All right, so guys,
no.
Red Stingray Corvette says, I will never buy an electric Corvette.
I'm with him.
I'm there too. As far as fully electric, I would just like Jason, I would consider a hybrid setup. But if we're piping in fake exhaust sounds, I'm not interested anymore. Like seriously, that's where my interest ends.
Okay.
The ZR1, if the ZR1 exists, ultimately, even if it's the 01 or the Zora, I guess, either way, I do believe that car is going to start at least $200,000.
Yeah.
And then optioned out probably pretty close to 300, which is really insane when you think about it. Oh, there's my Z06. I see it. It's behind Jason.
Yes,
That's
it is.
the C6 Z06. All right. So Anthony Sophia says, I've been tracking my C8 and I wonder how much more accelerating the Z07 is going to be on the track besides the engine roar. That's the big thing, guys. One thing you really want to kind of jot down basically is the difference between the Z06 and the C8 horsepower wise and torque wise isn't massive, but that's not where the big differences are actually at on that car. So you got way better aero, much more track tuned suspension, wider tires for better traction, lighter wheels for better acceleration and stuff. Ultimately, it's a better car all around, even though on paper it doesn't look like it's that much better. I do believe the Z06 on a track especially is just going to dominate the base C8. It's not even going to be a competition. And I've had the base C8 on a track. I know the car is very capable. Imagine that times 5, because that's what the Z06 is going to be at least. Shane says we got 128 thumbs ups, guys. We got 140 people watching. We're getting close. I'd really love to hit 200 before the night's over. We just heard Steve kind of a little bit yawn there. That means it's getting close to quitting time.
Grandpa's going to bed. Protective Grandpa.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change your name. Protective Grandpa Pranks.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, oh yeah, Shane, I meant to answer that for you. No. So the Edge Red calipers and the Edge Red engine cover are on constraint, and I would say that is exactly why your orders have been deleted, or your builds on the website have been deleted.
They're still in constraints?
Yeah, I don't think they plan on bringing it back anytime soon, because they actually changed the caliper color from Edge Red over to Bright Red for the people who already have their orders in. That way there's not that much of a difference, but you can still get the car. So I think that is what's happening. And Shane says we got 132 thumbs up, guys, 146 watching. And I love this guy. He does it all.
He does.
He's on Jason's video talking about the Cunningham C8. He's over here telling us about how many thumbs ups we have. He was at Corvettes of Carlisle, basically single-handedly setting up my 10 every day. Him and Jason and another subscriber named Steve. I literally never had to even set up that tent between the three of those guys. They took care of it.
Yeah.
Blown 6gen says he has not heard that. Do you think that they'll stick with the bright red calipers? At this point, that's what I was under the impression of, is that they were going to just kind of cut out the Edge Red because they were having so much trouble with it. The Edge Red factory, the place that produces that paint, apparently had a fire of some kind, and that was going to really put a delay on their parts, so they switched to the Edge Red. I don't know if they'll keep it that way forever. The Bright Red. I don't think they'll keep it that way forever. I think they will come back to the Edge Red eventually, but who knows? That could be months. Could be tomorrow. Shane says, I thought they recovered from the fire and were back on track again. Yes, keep stroking my ego. I haven't heard. I'll be honest, I have not heard anything saying that they were back on track, and I feel like I would have if that was the case, but I don't know. If they've recovered, then it's possible that they're going to start accepting orders eventually, but they probably want to build up a surplus before they start doing that. Paint factory burned on Edge Red. Yeah, we saw that. I'm not sure if they have recovered yet, is what we're looking at. New 7th gen Mustang GT500 will have 1,000 horsepower. That would be pretty crazy. Yeah. Amber says, Shane the Great. Look at that, man. We really are stroking this guy's ego. 135 thumbs up currently, guys. All right, so let's talk about the last giveaway of the night. Again, actually, before we do, let's mention this one here. Red carbon fiber push button, black carbon fiber push button for your C7 Corvette. These are real carbon fiber, and they go over top of the current push button start that you have. Every $5 donates gets you one entry to win these. Next Monday, we're going to spin a wheel. And so far, there's only 2 people on that wheel. So 3 people. My bad. Let's see. Yeah, still only 3 people. So we don't have any more Venmos or Super Chats to factor into this. But as of right now, there's 3 people on that list. So you got a pretty good chance of winning one of these things. And then finally, the other giveaway. This is going to be Steve's moment to shine here because he chose something that we were talking about in this live video, and you have to be the first one in the chat to repeat he's going to ask a question about something we said in this live video. And if you can answer it, what do they win, Steve?
They win a extra large or a double extra large black Vette Syndicate shirt that will ship out tomorrow morning once we get your information. That's how fast we're going to ship it.
Okay, so extra large or 2XL Vette Syndicate black shirt. You will win that for free. We'll ship it out tomorrow. All you have to do is answer the question that Steve's about to ask you.
Okay. The first person that puts these there's two questions, 2 answers. You have to put them in the exact order. So the first question will be, Justin was talking about the potential release time of the E-Ray. So I need to know the day of the week and the actual date. And the second part is, what is the full name of the potential yellow color of the car? Those are the 2 answers. First person that puts those 2 answers in wins the shirt.
Thank God you made it easy.
I was going to say, man, I can barely answer that.
I know.
I'm the one that's talking about it.
Damn.
All right, so we got 135 likes with 131 watching. That's pretty cool.
Somebody's going back trying to watch it backwards.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I gave a date of the estimated date for the E-Ray. And it was a date and basically what we call that day. And then the new yellow color that the Corvette might get has a name that Jason mentioned a couple times.
Somebody's
first
on Google
one
right
to
now.
Earth Day in ugly yellow. Yes. All right. Raider Ron says, love the show, love the content, full support of the channel. He donates $9.99. We'll give him 2 entries for that, Amber. Raider Ron, she's my sidekick here, writing everybody's info down so we know how many entries for everybody. Thank you, Raider. We appreciate that support. And you are entered twice to win one of these push buttons. 136 thumbs up currently. Earth Day and baby poop yellow. That's pretty close. Yeah. GM, that was GM's second choice for the name of that yellow, actually. Come on, guys. You got one of the Google. You got one of the questions down.
Baby poop yellow.
All right, there it is. Matthew Castro got it.
Yep.
Earth Day and nitro yellow.
Yep.
And email Justin or one of us your information.
Matthew, shoot me an email. I will put it in here for you to so you can see. Just send me the your shipping information and we'll get you that shirt out. Let me know XL or 2XL. Those are the only 2 sizes we have left, so hopefully you're one of those 2. All right, guys, that was awesome. We got 3 giveaways going on tonight, and I'm thinking next week we're going to announce a bigger giveaway because there's we have a bunch of stuff in the works for big giveaways to do in the future. I just wanted to make sure that tonight was taken care of because of the snafu we had yesterday. But again, every $5 donation gets you an entry to win one of these. They are real carbon fiber, and I have the red one personally in my ZR1, so I am obviously a big supporter of those. Those actually come to us from the same company, T-Carbon, that makes the carbon fiber key fob cases, and they make those in real carbon as well. Very, very high quality stuff. All right, we got 138 thumbs ups. I'd really like to see a little bit more than that before we sign off, but we are getting close to the end. Yeah, April 22nd, Earth Day. We unfortunately we already got a winner for that, so Matthew Castro is the one that gets the shirt. I think that's the first time I've seen your name in the chat. Then you're you're really killing it tonight, man. I mean, you got a bunch of donations. You won a shirt. You might win a push button start.
Yeah.
Shane says he already won a free flight to DFW to see front seat driver's new C8. Yeah, I don't know, man. I must not have been here that day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Jason will take you out to dinner for $2.99 at Taco Bell.
Yeah, $3.25.
Nice. We just had Taco Bell last night.
Hey, I love Taco Bell.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up. It was awesome. Like I said, any last minute donations for these things, you guys can. No more Venmos. So I think we're gonna kind of wrap it up there. There's not Girth Day.
Yeah,
Oh, I should have wrapped this up a little bit sooner.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving birthday. Yeah.
We got 140 thumbs up currently. Look at that, man. Shane, his comments have spent some time on the screen tonight. Yeah, you did.
Hey, look, man. I got to be honest with you. 140 thumbs up on our following a pretty poor showing yesterday.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, guys. In the future, I'm literally going to get onto this setup probably an hour and a half prior to actually going live to make sure that there is no problems like this. Like I said, we appreciate you guys sticking in there and coming back the next day, but we don't want to have that happen every time. So next time it will be better plotted out, basically. So, but like I said, guys, send me pictures of your cars. Send Vette Syndicate pictures of your cars. We're going to choose the one we like the most, and it will be over here next Monday. Right beside my head, it will be there all night. So if you would like to have your car displayed on the channel, we'll even talk a little bit about it. So if you want to send a little bit of a story about like what it is that makes your build special, send that too. We'll talk a little bit about it. It will be displayed all night right there. So it's kind of cool. Shoot me an email, obviously horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, or send a message to Vette Syndicate on Instagram. We'll get you set up. We'll determine which one we like the most, and that will be the one that gets shown for that week. Shane says we are at 142 thumbs up, guys, but I think that is when we're going to end it. We're going to wrap this one up. We appreciate it. I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say we appreciate it. I guess we'll catch you guys next Monday.
Yep.
Awesome. It does not have to be a Vette, Bruno. Sorry. It does not have to be a Vette. Send me whatever you got. We'll put it over there. This is horsepower obsessed. It's not Corvette obsessed. So anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
You guys.
See ya.